The climate in New Zealand and its influence of species and landscape. Presented by your one and only Jesse Richardson. Whoa! I'm excited to take you on a deep dive into New Zealand's climate. Why is it the way it is and how it influences the country's unique species and landscape. New Zealand's environment is a complex system shaped by geography, weather patterns and ecology principles. Today we'll explore the factors in detail, focusing on concepts like endemism, ecological niches, adaptations, and natural cycles like water cycles and weather patterns. So all these unique spaces are formed by all that was discussed earlier. Understanding these ecological and environmental systems is crucial for appreciating why New Zealand is home for such a diverse range of species and why its landscape is so varied and unique. As we move through this presentation, I encourage you to think how these principles might not just to New Zealand, but other environments around the world. Let's begin with an overview of New Zealand's climate. So we can see here, with an overview, positioned in the southern hemisphere, as we can see here, the Southern Alps. New Zealand experiences a temperature climate characterized by mild temperatures and moderate rainfall. However, the climate can vary significantly across the country. The North Island tends to have a warmer, more subtropical climate, while the South Island experiences cooler conditions, especially in the southern region. This region right here. And in the northern region, gets much more higher pressure and warmer temperatures, New Zealand's marine climate is heavily influenced by its location between two large bodies of water. The Tasman Sea to the west, the Tasman Sea on the western side and the Pacific on the eastern side, The country's mountainous terrain, particularly in the Southern Alps, plays a crucial role in shaping local weather patterns. For example, the prevailing westerlies, I've lost where I'm at. Westerly winds bring moist air from the Tasman Sea, which resulting in heavy rainfall on the westerly slopes. This process, known as orographical lifts on the mountain ranges over here, this process, temperature rainforests, western side. This interaction between oceanic influences and topography is what gives New Zealand its highly varied climate, and by extinction, its diverse ecosystem. The unique climate of New Zealand has a profound impact on its species and landscape. One of the most striking results of this climate country's high level of endemism. I don't know what that word means. Species that are found nowhere else in the world. This is largely due to New Zealand's long period of geographic isolation, which allows species to evolve independently. Take the kiwi bird, for example. The iconic species is a national symbol of New Zealand and it's prime example of how species adapt in their specific environment. The kiwi has evolved to be flightless with strong legs, very strong. And the kiwi has evolved to be flightless with strong legs for burrowing and highly developing smell to find food with its little sniffing beak without specific climate. The kiwi and many other endemic species might not evolve in the way they did. And it's always in wet terrain, yeah? Wet, moist, damp terrain. New Zealand New Zealand's varied landscape, from rainforest to alpine region to coastal areas, are also shaped by this climate. The difference in temperature, rainfall and sunlight across the country create distinct habitats, each supporting a unique community of plants and animals. The diversity of habitats is a direct result of the country's complex climate system. Now let's dive into the concept of ecological niches and adaptations. An ecological niche refers to the role of a species plays in the environment, how it interacts with other species, how it finds food and shelter, and how it reproduces. In New Zealand, the wide range of climate conditions create a multitude of ecological niches which turn support a diverse array of species. For example, the tuatara, a reptile only found in New Zealand, occupies a very specific ecological niche. It thrives in cooler, moist environments, which are relatively sacred on the mainland, but more common on the offshore lands. The tuatara's unique adaptations, such as the ability to slow its metabolism during cooler temperatures, enables it to survive in these niche environments where other reptiles may not. Very interesting, yeah? Similarly, the native silver fern has an adapt to thrive in the shaded, moist environment of New Zealand's forest. It forms the design to capture and reflect light, an adaptation that allows it to maximize photosynthesis in low light conditions. These adaptations are not just random, no they're not. They are direct responses to the specific ecological niches that New Zealand's varied climate has created. Now let's turn to natural cycles. That play a crucial role in shaping New Zealand's environment. The water cycle is water cycle in particular is a key driver for the country's weather patterns and by extensions in the ecosystem. As I mentioned earlier, the interaction between the moist westerly winds and the southern Alps leads to high rainfall over the western slopes. This precipitation feeds into rivers, lakes and underground aquifers, supporting a wide range of aquatic and terrestrial ecosystem. The constant movement of water through the environment evaporates, condenses, and precipitation helps maintain the lush green landscape of New Zealand is famous for. However, the same cycle also creates areas of contrasting dryness, such as the Canterbury Plains, which lies in the rain shadows of the southern Alps. These drier areas support more types of ecosystems such as grasslands and shrublands, which are home to species that are adapted to less water. Weather patterns, driven by the interaction for the global and local forces, also play a crucial role. For example, the phenomenon El Nino can lead to drier conditions in New Zealand, while La Nina often brings stormier weathers. What the heck does that mean? These variations in weather patterns can have significant impacts on both landscape and species that inhabit it, influencing everything from vegetation growth to animal behavior. In conclusion, New Zealand's climate is the result of a complex interplay between the geographical location, topography, and surrounding oceans. This unique climate has a profound influence on the country's species and landscapes, driving high levels of endemism that develop the specialized local ecological niches and the evolution of remarkable adaptations. The natural cycle that governs New Zealand's weather patterns and water distribution are key to maintaining the balances of ecosystem. Thank you very much for listening to my ecological video. I hope you enjoyed.